Give me 1 second. I'll start the recording back up.
All right.
And we're back.
I'm used to hearing this kind of talk on podcasts anyway, so I was just gleaning information.
So this old-looking human is running towards you guys, saying, "Stop! Just let's talk about this. Maybe we can help each other out." And the gator has just swam away from Kasa. Though, if you wanted to, you could try an intercept on it.
Um, so I am currently sitting at 6 physical and 5 stun. Berserk for 2 more combat turns. Um, I have ways that I can bring the gator back to me if you feel like that would be more in her tendencies at this moment.
Well, so I'm just saying you could use the interrupt action, intercept, to punch it as it tries to swim away.
Sure.
Which I feel is something a berserk person might do.
Yeah. Just a
Uh,
little bit.
Part of me really wants the finishing move this one, but I feel like my edge might be more important later somewhere else.
All right. Sorry, I need to double check its dice pool because it's a little lower now. Oh no, it's. Okay. All right, so you just splash it a little bit as it swims away. But then it's Kasa's turn.
This is where the question comes up of do you feel like she would chase after it or use one of her other means of bringing it back to her?
She'd probably do whatever comes more naturally to her.
Well, as an animal, she would not chase something into its den. That seems like as a non-aquatic creature, going deeper into the water sounds like a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna try and levitate it. Get back here. I ain't finished with you.
And where did the voice come from? You said we heard a voice say "Don't kill it." Where did the voice actually come from?
You also see a man running through the rain towards you guys.
Is it the old geezer from the?
Yeah, is it the head groundskeeper?
He kind of looks like him.
Okay, we just can't tell you.
You can't really tell in the rain and at this distance, but he has his arms up in the air as he's running towards you guys. All right. Does the gator resist the levitate?
It would be, I believe it's their strength plus body to resist an unwilling levitation. Yeah, strength plus body plus my versus my hits.
Okay. Its strength plus body is a bunch.
Yep.
All right. It keeps itself in the water.
I take another point of drain. She's having a bad day. I imagine thrashing and punching at the water as it.
Yep. And then Mr. White.
Yep, I will take the time to now address the old geezer running towards us then, and say, yep, we'll talk. Let's find out what it is you want. Why are you doing this?
I was so totally picturing Kasa's berserk rage turning around and suddenly seeing the 7th hole flag projecting from the old man's chest.
Well, she's still got a little ways to go, so we'll see if we get there. What's Bywater do?
That's what I'm trying to decide. The old man is still coming our way,
Yep.
and then the gator backed off when he got there.
It started backing off as the old man was running towards you guys.
So it may not be because the old man was there. I'm gonna throw another grenade.
All
Well,
right.
and we'll throw it at the one that we haven't hurt yet.
Okay. Well, both of those gators are kind of close together now. So
So,
throw
but they're
throw your
within
grenade.
5 meters, roughly.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. It's more than 3 successes.
All right. Was that another flashbang?
Yes. Concussion, really, but yeah.
Um, oh, hey. The one oh wait, no. The one is still unfazed. The other one that you guys had been beating on, though. What am I rolling? I'm rolling.
Sorry about that.
Um, he he sort of reels from the blast, and you can see like him flail around in the water a bit after getting hit, but he manages to recover. Um, what's Dabbler do?
I turn around and take a bead on the old man.
Okay.
So I'm taking aim and holding. So I'm not pulling the trigger, but if he takes some kind of offensive gesture, then I'm going to shoot him.
All right. So the old man.
But I also don't say anything to him.
All right. One of those barriers, the like the gator got in the middle of the fight, springs up around the old man as he stops running towards you and says, "No, no, don't shoot, don't shoot. I've got a proposal for you guys. I think we can help each other."
I'll wait for somebody else to talk. I'm not the guy that wants to negotiate for us.
Then speak.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, I'm waiting for it to roll around because obviously Kasa is still
And then you guys can roll perception checks.
in psycho mode.
Visual or
Visual. All right. Oh, jeez, Dabbler. That's ridiculous. But you notice the second gator that had just been sitting out in the water disappears. It doesn't go underwater. It just disappears. And then the other gator does go underwater, and you guys lose sight of it.
Okay.
It is Berserk Kasa's turn.
So I'll, barring hearing anybody else say it, I'll say, the gators are gone. But I'm still holding aim on the old dude.
So as I don't see any direct enemies, I have a feeling that she would just freak out at the water for a minute or so, for the
Okay.
for the 10 seconds that she is berserk before calming down.
All right.
So you guys are better off talking, because
Yep.
Cool.
It didn't reduce everybody else, but everybody else is at 0. So for this combat turn, you can only say things anyway. Say things or move.
So in terms of move, does that include holstering my weapon?
Technically no, but I'll allow it if you guys want to drop out of combat. Then you guys can holster your weapons.
Once the gators disappeared, does the barrier-looking thing around the old man go away, or is it still there?
It's still there.
In terms of it, I'm currently dropping out of combat. I don't know about anyone else because I'm prepared to talk to the old guy. Things weren't exactly going great our way in terms of fighting a gator. So, conversation is always good.
I'm not
Yeah,
shooting,
I start
but I'm
walking.
not
I
putting it
start
away.
walking towards him.
So I'll holster my weapon and go, "Yep, let's talk. What is it that you want? And how can we help you? And how can you help us?"
So he says, "Oh, well, first, is your friend over there gonna be okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the attack. But that's all I can really do around here. And but after seeing you guys fight, I thought maybe we could work together instead. Um,
I just want to
Well,
know one thing: did the old man come running out of the trees, or did he come running down the fairway?
oh God, he came. He had been hiding behind a tree. Um, so do with that what you will.
but a tree on the golf course, not in the forest, I think is what he's trying to get at.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a singular tree. This wasn't. There's not like
Yeah.
this isn't the woody area. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I will not holster my weapon, but I will no longer aim it at the guy.
Okay.
I should walk up to him and go, "Well, you need to be a bit more specific before we come to any sort of agreement."
It's like, look, the people who own the golf course have been dumping stuff into the lake, um, bad stuff and like toxic waste stuff, and it's ruining the lake, man. Can't let these corporate assholes do that. I've been I've been using my gator to try and scare people away from this golf course. Maybe they'll go out of business, but they've been covering it up pretty well.
So, in terms of it, when you say what have they been dumping then? You're saying toxic. I mean, how often?
I see them out there at least twice a week dumping the waste. I don't know where it comes from, but they're dumping it right in the center of the lake.
Okay, what would you like us to do about it?
Uh, well, I got two ideas. One, I don't know. I don't feel like a full-fledged killing spree, but on the other hand, if we could catch them in the act, get it on get it on video or something. Uh, I just haven't been able to get close enough without being spotted, and or maybe we drag up that toxic waste and dump it all over their golf course. That'd be pretty good.
Okay, and what's in it for all of us? Because we're getting paid 10,000 new yen for all of this.
20.
What?
Why would you tell him the truth? I say sub vocally.
It's all you care about, money, man. What about the
Yes.
environment? Look, I can't give you 10.
I stare at him blankly.
I
Look,
can't give you 10. I can give you 8.
I'll tell you what. Before we do anything, let's actually see if we can't catch him in the act. And it might not be anything to do with the golf course. Maybe it's other people breaking in the middle of the night. If we can come to some sort of agreement that stops that, and you get, and you get rid of the gators and stop people and stop eating people on the golf course, I think we can get to everyone wins
So
and everyone gets paid.
at this point, I feel like Kasa will have begun to limp out of the water over towards where this conversation is going, and promptly grip this man up around by his collar and begin to lift him bodily off his feet, looking not pleased.
I thought he had a barrier around him.
It's an armor spell, so she can still.
If
It's
it's
like, whoa, whoa,
possible, I would
calm
like
down,
to
okay? I'm sorry about the gator. I'll heal you if you want. Just look, we don't have to fight, but I'll call my gators back if you make me.
She'll look back over her shoulder at the team, still like one-handing this guy into the air.
just put him down. Let's hear him out.
Just
So-
give it a second.
She will put him down and then begin to kind of limp in a slow circle, like pacing around him.
All right, healer.
Um, he'll sort of look at Kasa and say, actually, does Kasa have masking or astral chameleon or anything like
She has
that?
nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Let
I
me
still
see.
feel like he needs like 3 hits to get a. I think 3 hits on the assessing table is identification of.
I got 3.
All right. If he probably knows what's up.
So he senses Kasa, and he says, "Oh, oh my God, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you."
I will cast a silence spell upon him so that as he's beginning to talk, so that he cannot speak, or he can speak but will make no sound.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it won't take him long to realize what I have done, and I will give him a look to like. I imagine, given as he knows and what she has done, he will get the clue of don't fucking say it.
Yeah.
All right, and when there's that solemn nod between the two of them, she will drop the spell to allow him to speak.
And say, "Yes, don't worry. I just want to say I'm so sorry that my gators hurt you. Please let me heal you."
She will very hesitantly like limp towards him. Well, that should take care of her limp. She's still got 3 boxes of physical though.
Best he could do.
That's fine.
I used up all my good rolls trying to kill you.
Yeah, no, I see how it is.
Yeah, we noticed.
All right. Says, I'm so sorry. Please, you must care about the environment and the woods around here, right? If they keep dumping this waste into the lake, I'm afraid it's gonna, the spirits will turn toxic, and the city's gonna have a problem on its hands.
Kasa will look between this man that she was moments away from doing horrible things to everybody else and see what they have to say.
He makes a valid point.
Does his armor still look like it's up?
He dropped his armor before trying to heal Kasa. So no, he doesn't have the magic spell on him anymore.
Static.
As soon as
Sorry, hold on. Better?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to decide what to do.
I'll
I
make
think
it
he
easy
makes a
for
valid
everybody.
point.
Bywater's not the sort of guy just to stop because some trees are not doing well. It's not him. That's not him. I'm trying to figure out exactly what he would do here.
So the old man dropped his spell, cast heal on Kasa, and is trying to talk us into breaking our contract. And I've still got my pistol out.
No, he's trying to talk us. At what point is he trying to? Our job is to ensure that the alligators are gone.
Gone. Just gone. Like thing is, if they see him floating out there, they're not gone.
Yeah, and they'd never seen them before until he brought them to play because of the toxic waste dump.
So, are you proposing that we negotiate a truce between the environmental Nazi and the
rich
owner
people.
of the owner of the club? Well, we don't know who the owner of the club really is, and
We
the
don't
owner of the
know
club.
who's dumping the toxic waste at this point. It might be nothing to do with the club whatsoever. If we can prove to him that it's nothing to do with the club whatsoever and deal with the people who are dumping the toxic waste, we can get him to get rid of the alligators. Jobs are good for the club and our contract. I feel he has a point if they keep dumping toxic waste where he has got, where he has got some sort of spirit that lives, then it could go toxic, and that to me doesn't sound like a great plan.
And well, that's just more work for us later.
And we're just taking the
More
word
money.
for this guy that this is happening. He's offered no proof that it's happening, and has said he's not been able to get any proof.
Apart from the fact that we heard from another old guy.
It was from the same old guy.
No, now that he's closer, um, so he also dropped the second spell, which he had on, which was a physical mask. So you very visibly, the same time he dropped his armor, saw his appearance change, and he's a bit younger, though still kind of old, probably around in his 40s, but nowhere near the 75-year-old man from before.
So we've heard from we've got two different sources that are saying they're dumping toxic waste. For me, let's find out how often this is happening. And if we wait one night, maybe we can resolve it without having to slaughter this guy or anyone else for that matter. And still get a result all round.
Kasa's sitting there with it's either a bead of water or beads of sweat kind of coming down her face. She does not look in good shape. Still kind of pacing back and forth though, probably behind this guy if he's facing the rest of you.
They've already healed you, right? So why don't you come over with me to the golf cart, and I'll first aid you.
She'll come over, but
I walk behind the guy. But before you take off, I walk behind the guy and look at Kasa questioningly, and pull my thumb across my throat and then point to him.
she'll shake her head at no for
Okay.
now, and then we'll go over to the cart. While mechanically, I cannot be first aided as I have been healed. It would probably do well to get the gator tooth marks in her leg bandaged and such.
So, how often have they been dumping?
I've seen him out there usually on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights, man.
Okay, so if we agree to look into this dumping for the time being, you agree to get rid of your gators and not attack anyone else on the course.
Yeah, I promise. All I want is to stop the dumping, so that these rich people don't ruin the land. And I'm sure they're involved somehow. I mean, the toxic waste comes in on a truck, but the boat leaves from the docks at the clubhouse. I'm sure they're involved somehow. I don't know. Maybe if we could just stop the trucks from coming, you don't have to hurt those guys that hired you.
I'm just trying to figure out how the people who own this place and go to this place on a regular basis benefit from dumping toxic waste into their lake.
That's kind of where I was going. It doesn't feel to me like people that have owned this golf course and want to play on it and everything else get any benefit from doing something that will potentially destroy their ability to play the game they love.
And to make money doing it.
Yeah. That's why I'm not convinced that they're anything to do with it at this point, which is why I still think it's possible for us to resolve our contract and get paid and still do something about this.
Yeah. Can do a test on that, Zambato.
1 second. A judge intentions on him?
Yeah.
Okay. And Kasa, when you sense him, he appears to be mundane somehow.
It's okay. I've seen Poet change his aura, so I know that there's some bullshit going on here, and she will.
So I've got a very easy solution to get some third-party verification on this. Are there any? Wait, now this guy's not. You said he's not the maintenance guy. The maintenance shed here, since they've got a lake, and I'm going to use my photographic memory to try to go back through when I was in the maintenance area. Did I see any kind of water tests so that they can actually check the lake for various things?
Yeah, you saw the basic, or maybe slightly above basic chemistry set to check levels of chemicals in water.
Okay, I'm going to either, if I've got something on me and I can't think of anything, but if there's something immediately available that I can take a water test, take a water sample back with me. If not, I'm going to get something. I just tell everybody, I said, there's a very easy way to verify this. I will test the water myself and see what kind of results I get.
So can I ask? I know this isn't like one of their actual powers. Can I ask the spirited beast that I have summoned if he feels anything? That's such horseshit too.
In terms of what? Like,
Just whether or not the area feels like polluted.
also,
basically.
I should say, when you started astrally perceiving, you saw a spiritual crocodile still following the guy around.
Okay.
Um,
Can I roll a quick sensing on the croc?
the beast. Sure.
Yep.
Let's see.
It's croc.
Yeah, the croc isn't masked or anything, so it's totally it's a spirit of water.
Okay. That's good enough. That she doesn't know a whole lot about the astral.
Yeah. The beast spirit will communicate to you that something's definitely off with
Okay, I don't need.
nature and the animals in the area.
Okay, I don't need to summon the plant spirit thing. 'Cause that's what she was gonna talk to the if she could summon spirits of water, that's what she would have talked to. But it's like, wait a minute, I have a beast spirit. He can probably do that without killing myself.
So unless somebody stops me, I'm either getting a sample of water with what we have. If we don't have anything immediately available, I'm gonna go get a bottle or something and take a water sample back to the maintenance facility, and I'll run my own test on it.
Okay, quick question. Do you tell us that he has a spirit floating around him?
So after doing her little sensing thing and not paying attention, conversing with her spirit thing, assuming that we set up a DNI conversation.
We haven't yet.
It's a medium threat, Ron. You've got
Okay.
one.
So I will make a quick mention of the spirit that he's got nearby, and my own spirit feels that there is something wrong with this area.
So that's Dabbler doing give me a chemistry check with analytical mind applied. And you can add a +1 for the tools that you got from shed.
+1.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
sorry. I should have said 4 chemistry. My bad.
That's okay. With 5 hits, um, I don't really know how to describe it. The water is certainly polluted, though it's at a very low level right now. Um, it's it's not you know, polluted in the same way that normal water around Seattle is polluted.
So
So
I mean,
basically, what I'm trying to tell you is your conclusion is that this guy's story seems plausible.
Someone's definitely dumping something toxic. Now, there is one way we could look at this and decide. So as we as and when we all come to agreement, what I want to do is contact my Decker contact to try and get them to do a deep background on the owners of the club and whether they are also have any sort of shares or whatever in manufacturing plants that might create toxic waste or chemical plants, so any other businesses as well linked to these owners that might create toxic waste and therefore would be a reason for them to be doing the dumping.
All right, roll your connection test for him.
While he's doing that, can I have a second service of my Spirited Beasts? Bywater asked me if I could see if there was a second croc in the water. I would ask my Spirited Beast to let me know how many crocs are in there.
Okay. So yeah, your Spirited Beast does a quick lap around the lake, and then comes back and tells you it found one one gator on the far shore of the lake. Actually, probably on a smaller island in the lake that is just sort of laying there resting. That's fairly wounded, and that's the only alligator in the lake. And there are no crocodiles. Just to say that, make sure I'm not screwing you or something.
That's fine.
I was going by. I was just looking at something else.
Yeah, we've been going back and forth on that, so that's.
Crocagator.
Gator
you see me
dials.
you see me start playing with some of my shuriken, just kind of flip them into my fingers.
All right. Mr. White, your Decker says, "Give me a minute," and he says, "Give me 15 minutes, and I'll get back to you."
Cool.
And so, like in the meantime, the guy says to you guys, "Look, I know a truck comes in from the north 2 nights a week, and they load it up on that same ferry that they used to take people across, and they dump it in the lake. I don't know why either. Like, I don't know why they'd want to pollute the lake. You think they'd want to keep it around for their children or something. But I mean, I'm sure they're going to pass the company down to their children. Damn corporate bastards." And then he sort of goes off on a rant about how corporations are terrible and we need to return to nature, and that sort of thing. About 15 minutes later, Mr. White, your contact gets back to you,
Yep.
and he's like, "Okay, this is what I got. There's there's 5 board members. 2 of them are brothers, and he's like showing you pictures just sending you pictures so you can look at them in AR while he's doing this.
Yep,
Um,
cool.
One of the 5 board members is obviously your Johnson, and then he says there's 2 brothers, which goes to 2 different people. One of those brothers owns a company called Clean Energy Inc. that they claim to have found some sort of clean form of fission, nuclear fission. Sure. And they've been doing pretty well.
It would have to be fusion.
Fusion. Well, it would have to be fusion to actually be clean, but he says fission. And let's see. The interesting thing, kind of hilarious, actually. Those 2 brothers got into a horrible accident a few years ago, and neither of them is able to have kids. They were riding around in one of them fancy yachts, and it exploded somehow. I think somebody was trying to teach them a lesson, but anyway, they lost certain parts.
Oh, clench moment there.
And you asked him specifically about companies that might be dumping stuff, right?
Yes, as in yes,
Right.
I was asking specifically for board members that had any connection to companies that would want to be dumping stuff or what have you, or
He says, and the other 3, they're pretty old, so I don't think they don't seem to actually be connected to Corps anymore. They're just retiring off their boatloads of cash. No, like literal boatloads.
yeah.
This one guy stores his in boats. That's about it for what he's got to tell you.
Right, so we've got basically one brother that is involved in something that might be, and one brother that isn't, and 3 old guys that have no real court connections at all.
And which one matches up to our Johnson?
One of the people with no connections.
So a genuine concern about the club itself.
Yep.
In which case, we could potentially shut it down by actually telling the Johnson why it's happening. And getting him to use his power to get whoever it is removed from the board.
So what day of the week is it?
Well, I'm guessing Friday.
It is Friday. Let's pretend it's Saturday though. No, you guys have a day to wait so Kasa can recover in case you guys want to go punch the crap out of things.
I mean, so
it is Friday right now.
In terms of it, we can either wait until tomorrow to try and get evidence of where the toxic waste is coming from, and potentially also try and stop them dumping it, which would give more power to us to negotiate with the Johnson in the first place. We still are back at the point of being able to complete our contract.
Or we could just fulfill our contract and get rid of him here and now, and then have more work later.
We could, but I didn't sign up to do wet work. And right now, you're talking about just assassinating someone.
So,
okay,
clean water guy will agree to a ceasefire no more people get eaten if we agree to listen to his side of the story and attempt to capture evidence tomorrow when the next planned drop is, according to what he's told us.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's my understanding.
And your interpretation of this is that we take that evidence back to Mr. Johnson with the understanding that we've discovered who is behind the Gators. This is the trigger that has caused the Gators to be here. You remove the trigger by taking away dirty board member. Gators stop eating your members and their guests.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the Johnson wants the Gators gone.
And so why not just give him that?
And then
because I didn't sign up to be an assassin.
There's
and Clean Water Guy is offering us what? Just feeling good?
Yeah, exactly.
we could, and Kasa will kind of get back up to standing after sitting on the cart, favoring her one leg that was chomped upon. If we find evidence, as she wanders back over to the group, we can use it to get more Nguyen to be quiet.
You want a bigger payday? That's the best way of doing it. And it costs you 1 day.
And what was the name of the company? Clean what?
Clean Energy Inc.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds really, really on the up and up.
And so while everybody else is going to have dialogue about this, I'm going to go out and start looking up Clean Energy and who its closest competitor is and try to figure out what my investment strategy is going to be for the next 24 hours before I make sure that news breaks that this clean energy company is really a shyster group dumping toxic waste so that I can make extra money on it.
You're gonna play the stock market off of it.
I'm using my banking investment skill combined with my news reporter colleague to make sure that they get bad press. And I tell anybody that, anybody that wants to be in on it, I can make sure we make some extra scratch on the side.
So there you go. So currently, you kill the guy, you get X. You give us 24 hours, you get X plus bribery to keep quiet, plus possible payout from a stock market manipulation.
And the joy of watching a headline go streaming across the bottom and being able to say, I did that.
But again, it's all I'm hearing is maybes, maybes, and maybes.
We come back
And
tomorrow and kill them.
down right now. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, we could shoot this guy on Sunday.
It's true. We could shoot the guy on Sunday, but Kasa is of the mind that we should help them clean this up, and she's also in the mind that she doesn't want to fuck with gators right now.
Yeah. So, I say we sign on for a 48-hour truce with Clean Water Guy. Validate his story. If his story turns out, we get double payday. We get payday from the Johnson. We get payday from knowing that we've done good. And it can't hurt to have, at least on friendly terms with some dude that can run around and summon gators.
Who was going to try to manipulate the stock market?
That's Dabbler.
All right. Roll me your connection plus loyalty for that contact.
Connection plus loyalty?
Or sorry, your connection test. Connection times 2 plus loyalty.
Okay.
All right. And now add 3 dice to your banking and use analytical mind, so you're rolling 15 dice here.
And I'm going to edge it.
You didn't add your edge value into that roll, so you should be
you're right.
rolling 20. So roll 5 more exploding.
All right. Good call. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing at the start at the start.
Ah,
So
you gotta be
it's
kidding me.
Wow.
risky.
And that makes it a glitch. No, I'm
Yep.
just kidding. It
No.
doesn't.
3,
All right.
5, 6, 7. No, one light being a glitch. Well, no, I guess a few more.
Oh no, because it's 20
Yeah.
dice total.
Yeah.
It was
With the total.
ways away. All right.
2 successes. Plus 3, so what? Oh, you said plus 3 dice. Never mind. So yeah, 2 total successes.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with that once you guys enact whatever plan that you choose to go with.
All right. So let's give everybody regroup and get back together tomorrow. Kasa, that give you a chance to get some rest in, recover. Did anybody else take any physical damage that I can first aid, or that
Nope.
Nope.
water can heal? Okay. So I think Bywater, your voice is the only one that really isn't like behind the plan. Kasa, I'm hearing you. Are you neutral on it, or are you pro saving the water?
I am pro.
I'm just honestly, but Bywater's at the point of like where he's just wants it to be done.
I mean, we've only been on the job for 5 hours, so
It's just growing into more of a headache than what he had expected.
sure.
Isn't that the way things always get? Where they get more complicated than
Right.
what it says on the tin?
True.
Bywater was
Say,
expected to go
isn't that the
back again.
definition?
Yeah.
Well, you also have to remember this is his third run ever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, welcome to the run, to the shadows.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to give him, like I said, benefit of the doubt, and let's see what can be found tomorrow night.
Well, I mean, you know where I stand on it. I'm
all right, yeah. Let's just go ahead and do that.
And not to mention the fact that it'll allow everybody to bring their, going dancing shoes and make sure that we've all got the equipment that we would take if we had an opportunity to plan ahead, which now we've been given.
Yeah, I pretty much have all the exact same equipment, except I now have an AK-97. That's it.
So I guess the only thing I'm trying to figure out is our objective tomorrow to do a reconnaissance run, gather evidence, and then be able to present it to the board? Or are we going to take some kind of interdiction and prevent them from dumping more toxic sludge, get the evidence, and report it to the board?
Well, how would we stop them from dumping sludge without going to the board?
Well, let's see how many people are there. And
So
So instead of killing one guy, you guys want to kill potentially dozens.
we have to kill him.
nature guy
all we have to do is
will
stop
give
them
you
dumping.
as much information as he can. If you let him know that you're going to go along with his plan.
Yeah.
So he'll give you pretty much the route that the truck that carries the waste takes near as it gets close to here anyway. So within like a mile of this place, and then and what time the truck comes at. There's usually just a driver and another guy, and then the two of them move the waste onto the boat, and it's just the two of them that go dump it.
Okay, so we ambush the truck. and
Well,
then
we
use
can
that
pick
as
up some
evidence.
cameras and stuff first.
Yeah, all we actually need to do is get cameras of the truck going onto it and then trying to load up. then we can open fire on them and scare them off. We don't actually have to kill anybody.
I'm not saying kill them. I'm just saying ambush
Yeah.
the truck, take the truck.
Yeah.
So we have hard evidence. That way they can't say, "Oh, we doctored this."
We could take the. I mean, we can render the two. Assuming that it's two,
Yes, 2.
we can render them unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of options at that point. We don't have to just take pictures. We can actually have.
It would be safer, faster, and better if we just took the truck straight out and not.
Yep.
Versus,
get it-
versus just trying to deal with saying, "Oh, hey, this was doctored" or not.
I say
Yeah,
we
no,
let the truck get all the
absolutely.
way. Let's let the truck get all the way to the ferry. Let's watch them attempt to take the ferry, and let's
We
Put
take
it
them. We take them as soon as they get off the ferry, so they have
Film-
nowhere else to go.
film the whole thing, take them down before they can actually dump it in the water.
That's basically where I was
yeah.
going with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. So yeah, that makes good sense. Okay,
That's
I'm
right
on
there.
board now. I'm on board now.
Right.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. So Nature Guy says, "Thank you guys so much for agreeing to help out, man. I'm sure Nature's gonna bless you, and you guys are gonna, pull this off without a hitch.
I grab him by
I'll
his shirt.
just,
I grab him by his shirt collar, pull his face literally inches from mine, and take a shriek, and I go, "And if you're screwing us, this is going into your genitals," and then shove him away.
he winces and says, "Oh no, I swear, man, and I'll be out of here, as soon as they stop dumping. I promise, no gator attacks tomorrow, and I'll just be over on that island right over there." And he points to a direction, which is the direction where Rob's spirit said the alligator was resting at.
All right, let's do this.
Yep.
So,
So
go ahead.
no, carry on.
So for prep work between now and then, does anybody? I've got a couple things I want to do. Does anybody have anything specific?
I'm gonna rest and eat, get my edge back. Outside of that, nope.
But yeah, I'm gonna grab a couple of cameras if I can.
So-
When you guys get off the ferry, the Johnson is waiting on the other side under an umbrella because it's still raining. Though the rain has started to lighten up a bit. And he says, "Oh, you guys, did you accomplish your job?"
Not fully. We were able to take out one of them. There is another. It got away from us. We're going to come back tomorrow morning.
Kasa
and-
is looking like shit, kind of like limping.
Yeah, we're going to come back tomorrow morning, regroup, get everything set up, and actually come in with another plan. This shouldn't take too much longer.
He says, wonderful, wonderful. Oh," and he looks at Kasa. "Oh, you poor thing. Perhaps,
So she will flinch away if he comes anywhere near touching her.
he doesn't, because he doesn't want to touch her as much as she doesn't want to be touched. But he will act like he's concerned and say, well, before you go, perhaps we could, well, actually, you guys, we'll pretend you were out there for a while. So well, we can get you another meal. Not in the dining room, perhaps. Some of our other guests are eating to wait out the rain, but we have a private room you could eat in and rest for a bit before heading out for the night."
Would like to just leave.
Yeah, I'll take mine to go.
All right. So yes, you can have more nice food to go, or you can stay and eat.
No, take it to go.
The valet will return the
The
growler.
motorcycle. Jerk. Forgot about that.
You get a tip from his 10 union back.
Oh heck no! I'm keeping it.
Mine never moved.
Yeah, Mirages are pretty nice bikes. So even though they don't get them there that often, they're not ashamed to have them in the parking lot. Uh,
I valet parked mine anyway.
um, but yeah, the everyone can go home and rest, recover an edge, and then come back tomorrow night.
Wait, it's single edge?
Yeah, it is a single
Yes.
edge per night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I get the ability to make a body roll for physical damage or no?
So you can have all of your stun back
Yep.
overnight, and yes, go ahead and roll for your physical damage.
So when I leave the clubhouse, I'm
It's body
going.
times 2, isn't it? Sorry.
That's
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna take my route home is going to be the same route that Clean Water gave us for the route that the vehicle is going to take,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to take it very, very slowly, all the way from the from the dock where he said that the boat comes in. I'm going to take a very slow, leisurely drive along that route, and I'm going to memorize as many details as possible.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my visualizer to compose that into a 3D map of the entire route
Okay.
so that I can share that with everybody in the morning. I don't know who has what kind of tactical skills or whatever.
I thought we were ambushing them right as they were getting on the ferry, not just so they couldn't get it, so they had no chance of getting away.
I
There should be a reason to.
I agree, but I'm just making sure that everybody's got as much tactical information as possible.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
know,
Yeah, that's fine.
if we, let's say something happens, let's say they get the truck away from the ferry before we, whatever. I want to know what route they're going to be taking, that because that's going to be their exfiltration route. That's also going to be potentially our exfiltration route if something goes bad.
Okay. I see what you mean.
So
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
just
good
making
idea.
sure everybody's prepped and so everybody will have anybody who's got AR can view that 3D map of the entire route along with what I was able to download of the map of the overall lake area and the total grounds. I just want to make sure everybody's got as much information as possible because, like I said, if we've got anybody that's got small unit tactics or any of that other fancy stuff that I don't have, I just want to make sure we've got people that have good data.
Yeah, I understand. Well, yeah, I'm ready when y'all are, as far as hitting this up.
And then, was it Mr. White that was going to buy the camera equipment? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I was after getting a couple of cameras if it was possible.
Okay. And what's the overnight security of the country club? Is Mr. Johnson willing to share that?
Sure. They have just one guard who watches cameras. They don't have anything super valuable on the premises. No like super valuable art or anything. The keys to the ferry are locked up in the security office as well.
Okay. I'm also going to do a pretty thorough assessment of the ferry before I leave, like what model it is and all of that various other stuff. I'm overnight. I don't tell the rest of the team this, but I'm going to do a very simple. I'm going to sneak back onto the property using what I know about where the cameras are and stuff to avoid them, and secure a device to the boat that I can detonate and disable it if that were to become necessary.
See, you don't have nautical mechanic.
I do have nautical mechanic.
Oh, it's on the other column. I see that now. All right, roll me your nautical mechanic with analytical mind.
That would be 13d6.
Well, the motor's a good thing to blow up to disable things.
That or rudder or the propeller, something along that lines.
Yeah, the propulsion thing. Um,
And I'm not doing anything and no timed explosive or anything like that. I want to do something with a radio detonator so that I can, and it doesn't have to, I'm not looking to, sink it. I just want to make sure that all I'm doing is disabling it so that if that becomes an option, I want to have that as a fallback.
all right. Roll your demolitions. Okay. You think you got a thing rigged up
Yep.
that'll just disable it without sinking it?
All right. So that's what I'll do is I'll place that overnight while it's docked and there's no chance that it's going to be roaming around.
Yep.
And like I said, I keep that one on the down low. That's just between me and my plastique.
All right. Anyone else doing any particular setup for the cameras? If you're just buying like some micro cameras, then you can just buy them. You can buy them at Stuffer Shack, so you don't need to roll for them.
Cool. Ideally, I wanted to get ones that had low light in them as well, because obviously they're working at night.
All right. Give me 1 sec.
So that's availability of 4.
Okay, and the low light doesn't add any restricted or anything, right? So
No.
you can get
It's just
those.
+4.
Yeah, you can get the low light version from Stuffer Shack as well. Obviously,
Oh.
they're slightly more expensive, but yeah,
Yes. Yeah. 600
for the
a camera.
discerning customer.
Yes. I'll get 3 micro cameras then with
All right.
low light.
Sounds good.
Just doing that.
And then before I go to bed, I'm figuring out what stock I'm going to drop 10K on so that I can watch it pop up just a bit after we ruin Clear Energy's reputation come Sunday.
All right. So everybody good to fast forward?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So I'll just draw us a little picture here. There's the dividing line for the water. There's a dock. There's a boat. Here are some buildings for the clubhouse and a couple other buildings. This one is the one where the one security guy who watches cameras is supposedly at.
And see, if he's not noticing this truck coming in, one other thing to remind everybody is either he's on the take or he's got to be part of it. Because there's no way that they would be pulling a big truckload of stuff up right past him and him not
You
noticing.
have to remember, his boss is the one that owns this truck. He probably is being paid not to care.
Right, but that's a third guy that we need to be concerned about, and he's going to he likely will be armed.
And there's a truck that's backed up to the thing. Assuming one of you guys asked the Johnson about that single security guard, he said, "Oh no, this is a nice area. We don't really have to worry about that. He's got a taser though. That's all he needs."
Yeah. And so far, Mr. Johnson's known everything that's happened on his property so well.
Okay, did you guys read what I said? Have one on the ferry / dock. Everybody else come up from behind.
Yep.
Yeah, do we want to put somebody actually on the boat, kind of hidden on the boat before?
That's probably the best bet.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I can invis and stealth them,
That's a good idea.
but would prefer to not be the person on the boat in that situation because that would be a large, quite a hefty sustaining penalty she's taking at that point.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to be the person on the boat.
I was about to say the same thing. I'm fine doing either or.
So I'm the slowest based on what I saw during the combat today. I'm the slowest of our group. If it does come down to some form of combat, would it be better to have our quicker people up close and personal? I tell you what, why don't you let me have the camera, and I'll make sure that the.
Well, why
I'll
don't
make,
you? Couldn't we put you in over the security office?
Yeah, that's fine too.
Just have
Right.
you take over this. Just have you take care of the security office.
Okay.
That way you can lock the gate if we need to.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Let's do that.
In,
Let's do that.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
in terms of that, I mean, my plan was to put a micro camera on the. I bought 3 cameras, so my plan was to put a micro camera on the gate so we can actually prove the truck came in. Micro camera on the dock, and then a micro camera on the ferry itself.
There you go. And then I'll pull whatever coverage, and I'll take and make sure the security guy doesn't wipe or disable any security system stuff, and make sure that we get whatever their security system picks up also.
And I mean, in terms of it, as I say, I'm quite happy to be on the boat because I really specialise in close quarter combat rather than ranged. So
That's good. All right, I think we got a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll wait for. Let's.
hey, we've got plenty of time because
I'm
we're
trying
not
to
going to be doing it till it's dark.
Yeah, I like this setup. That's a good idea. Whenever one, like as soon as one goes to the back, is when we move in.
Yeah.
We want them out of. We want at least one out of the truck, preferably both, but one is when we go.
Look, if the truck's on a ferry in the middle of the water, if there's one in the truck, he can't drive anywhere.
Right. Well, we weren't going to hit them on the ferry. We were going to hit them on the dock. I thought.
No,
Or
the
do we
idea
want to
was
do it at the ferry?
no,
After
we wanted to do it on the ferry so that
Okay.
they couldn't go anywhere.
after
Okay,
they
that'll
load,
work.
yeah, at the very least after they load everything onto the ferry, so that there's no.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
That'll work. That'll work. Let's do this.
All right.
Do we want to take a short break before we pick up?
Honestly, can we go ahead and power through all this?
That's fine.
I know it's probably rough, but
I seriously doubt it's going to come to actual combat.
Okay, let's do it.
So,
You want to just throw 5 dice real quick for a Guardian Spirit?
oh,
he gets 5 successes. Nope.
No. Okay.
Close.
And I'm going to bring the equipment that I feel would be necessary to actually take a sample of whatever the material is as well.
mm-hmm.
You could just do that with like a little glass vial and a
I don't know.
stopper.
I've got a chemistry shop, so I'll just.
Oh
take
yeah,
the-
you're fine. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. We all set up?
Yeah, I have recorded my stuff. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to assist much physically, but
That's fine. Now,
Oh, you cast Invis and Stealth on everyone?
it's going to be on whoever's going to be on the boat. At least that
Oh,
was my
okay.
intention. And I have
Alright.
a Force 5 Guardian Spirit with 3 successes um, that will be doing things to assist them.
Cool. So it's Mr. White who's going to be on the boat.
All right. For everybody else, there are like, shrubberies and such that you can hide behind.
oh yeah, and I definitely would.
The entire building that I said the security office is in, like the entire building isn't the security office, so Dabbler can certainly find a place to hide inside of the building.
Okay. Well, and we
Uh,
also still have all of our badges and stuff. I mean, we're so getting to a place
right.
and make it should be relatively easy.
And all its spells, if it does come down to initiative, everybody blitz. Pretty much.
So the truck pulls up, and both guys get out of the cab. One walks around towards the back and starts to open up the gate. The other walks into the security building and over to the door of the security office. Dabbler can see him going there. Security guy just opens the door and hands him some keys, and then goes back into the office. And the guy walks out.
By the way, I would have 2 throwing syringes, or well, probably 4 throwing syringes ready,
Okay.
just in case.
Um, he goes around back, and from Bywater's position, he can hear him say, "We got the keys. I'll go get the boat started up. You get the hand truck ready and get the ramp
Yep.
set up." And then he walks away and gets onto the boat.
As soon as he steps on the boat, I move to the back of the truck,
Okay.
and as soon as I see the guy, I hit him with a syringe.
All right. Just give me your roll.
Let's see, this would be throwing syringes wouldn't be considered blade, would they?
No.
So instead of 19, 17.
When I hear Bywater say "go," it's he's approaching the truck. I'll approach the security office and do the
Yeah.
same.
Okay.
I would just be like, let's go. It'd be like DNI. It'd just be go.
All right. So he's unaware of you.
Yep.
So he'll get hit by the syringe, and that has narco in it.
Yeah, it has narco jet, and it does 5 damage as well.
Yeah. He's a regular person. That's gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
So
All
when
right.
I
So
hear-
Dabbler, when you open the door to the security office, the guy doesn't immediately turn around or anything. He's facing away from you, looking at actual monitors that look like they've been in this office for a really long time. But they're not actually showing camera feeds. They're showing an urban brawl match.
Nice.
top-notch security in play.
So, however, Dabbler would like to deal with his guy.
Stick and shock.
Yep.
Stick and shock. Interesting choice.
Oh, damn it! And I forgot the
Jesus,
I forgot the 5 extra ones.
What weapon is that?
There's 2 more, so 5 total successes. That's a Ares
Okay.
Predator.
All right. So that's going to be 11 stun at AP -5, which. Oh wait, no. So I'm rolling. Boom. He takes 9 stun and falls unconscious.
And it was
And
silent.
then a guy is on the boat turning the keys right now for Mr. White.
So one thing I am going to make sure of is whatever was on Urban Brawl, I am making sure the security system is back up to full monitoring and everything is on and recording.
Do you have an applicable skill? Yeah, just roll me a computer.
Okay.
So I shall attribute boost my agility and then nerve strike the guy. Sneak up and nerve strike him to take him down.
I've
All
also
right.
got computer theory if that helps.
He has pretty much no chance of seeing through Kasa's spells. So I'm
And
not going to
conceal my
bother
power.
rolling. If you'd like to just
Did I ever get that?
+3, wasn't it?
Oh god.
so
I'll apply 6 to
So
his
he-
reaction.
he crumples to the floor, obviously unable
Very
to
nice.
move. And so then I'll go ahead and assume you guys, restrain them properly.
I was going to
Looking
say
at
restrain him, remove
back-
any comm
Sorry.
links.
Okay.
Yeah, remove comm links, turn them off, zip time up. Yeah, pretty much from there.
On the boat next to their little tubs of goo. Make sure we get good pictures.
I say we set them in the back of the truck.
Well, I want to, fingerprint them. Make sure we get good evidence.
Okay.
Look, guys,
then-
we're just going to sit here and wait for Mr. Johnson to arrive in the morning.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that there's a bigger story than that. I don't want these guys to do it quietly. Are there any logos or anything on the truck?
Yes, stupidly, all of the barrels, which are really, thick, heavy barrels that have all the warnings about radiation and whatnot on them. They have the logo of the energy company.
All right. I'm gonna, instead of trying to open them and take a sample, or is there any? I'm gonna, whatever code numbers, whatever barcodes are on the barrels, whatever kind of, if there's any documentation at all on their comm links, I want to try to capture all of that so we can get as much detail as possible.
So somebody mentioned having a Geiger counter earlier.
That was as a joke when we were talking about.
Oh,
If it's got bloody radiation symbols on it, I am not going near the damn stuff.
Yeah, no. No.
Quite simple. If it's got the radiation symbol on the barrel, you guys can do what you want with it.
all right. So we can't figure out exactly how radioactive it is, and there's nothing to say exactly what it is. They it looks like they just did the bare minimum to try to keep people from opening them.
Well,
Put it this way, you get the story to break, then independent labs are going to do the analysis for you.
no, I just want to make sure that they've got whatever pre-docs. So that's plenty. If that's the best we can do, that's the best we can do. I did bring my chem suit with me, but it doesn't sound like that would be, if it's radioactive, that's not going to be much protection.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we've documented everything. I'm going to go in. Somebody said they had a Decker contact.
I do, yes.
Okay, what I would ask is that we run it. Let's run this video content that we have past your Decker friend first, and have him scrub our faces. Do the blur on all of our faces out of it, and then I'm gonna extract and download all of the camera footage from tonight from the security system, and then I'm gonna wipe the master so that we're not leaving any video evidence behind. I'm also gonna go back through the last day's worth while we were there and erase any presence that we've had that has been picked up on the cameras.
Okay.
The first thing I want to do is just check the footage that my camera's actually got. So
Yep.
did it actually get the audio of them saying, "I'll get the I'll get the boat started while you unload"? Because
Yeah.
that's very critical.
It's
Because currently they
it's
never actually got that far.
it's very damning evidence.
Perfect.
So
And just out of interest, when I look at it, did it actually get any of us on camera? Because the one on the boat is of no real need, is of no real
Right.
use. I can just
so one of the cameras
typed
did see
in-
Bywater
right.
when he went over to the truck.
Cool. Bywater, do you wear a ballistic mask or balaclava?
Yes, always. Well, when I'm doing.
Always. Oh, we need to go back in
Always.
time to when he was
Hey.
at the country club
You know- you-
yesterday.
So I think we can rename Bywater the Gimp.
You guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if he's got a ballistic mask and everything else, we don't actually need to do any
Right.
form of scrubbing.
Yep, no, I'm with you because I'm wearing one
And
too. So
that also makes the evidence even better because it hasn't been tampered with in any way.
that's fine as long as everybody's covered up. And then, so I will still go through the security system and remove all of our. I don't want to. I personally don't want to leave a footprint that we were here yesterday if I have a chance to remove it. So I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, I have
Alright.
no issue with that.
So you restrained the three guys.
Yep.
And somebody said you were just gonna wait there until morning.
Does anybody? I would prefer to get out of here and for me to call my reporter contact and have them be waiting for him in the morning. No, I don't want to do that because I think we take the truck and the guys. We've got all the footage. Let's stop the recordings. We can leave the barrels if nobody wants to mess with those. I get that, but I think we should get the guys, the security guard, the two guys in the truck out of the way and let Mr. Johnson figure out how he wants to handle the fact that those barrels are out on the boat.
No, the barrels aren't on the boat because you hit them before they could even unload the truck.
Oh, all right. Well, then fine. Let's just do that. I think we let Mr. Johnson handle it quietly, so that he doesn't have objection to paying us.
All right. So you call him up.
Yeah, which is why I was suggesting that we get Mr. Johnson involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to wait till morning. Let's call
So
him now.
who calls him?
It looks like that'll be me then.
Well, it's either me or you.
All right. So it takes a few rings before he answers. He says, "Hello, who is this? Why are you calling so late?"
Good
It's your
evening,
friend.
Mr. Johnson.
Oh, it's you. Do you have an
Yes.
update for me?
I do. I feel that you need to come to the club immediately.
Can't we do it in the morning?
I think you'd rather not, as it could be quite damning for your club.
Oh,
We've resolved the problem, but it's not what you think it was.
Yes, I'll be there right away.
Fantastic. We'll see you in a bit.
I don't worry about that contact roll. Since
Okay.
I'm
I
the
forgot
one
my
you did,
dice.
I had you do earlier.
Yep.
Is,
Oh, okay. I'm with you.
So the Johnson shows up about a half hour later. Someone greets him, maybe.
Yeah.
See a nice car pull up, and he gets out of the back of it.
I'd walk over. Good morning.
Static.
Better.
What's all this? Why is a truck here? What's going on? Whoa!
Oh,
He doesn't say whoa.
no, I think the rest of us did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've resolved the problem with the alligators. Your one of your board member partners, and I'll give the relevant name of the brother that is involved in clean energy,
Checking.
has been using the lake as a dumping ground for toxic waste from clean energy. And this rather upset a local shaman who was trying to find a way of shutting you down to prevent this from carrying on, believing you were all involved.
Oh, I can't believe he'd do such a thing. This this club has been around for 150 years, and he would risk ruining all of that.
Well, this is why I wanted you to come down. As you can see, we've caught them. We have the evidence of, including audio of them actually stating they're about to dump all the chemicals. And felt that you might want to deal with this internally and with your board member partner. And if this is done and the dumping stops, you'll never see another problem with the alligators. And actually, the shaman's probably going to keep your water nice and clean, and therefore your club will stay a fantastic place.
Well, sounds like you've got everything wrapped up then. Don't worry, we'll take care of this board member. I've lost the accent. I can't do it anymore.
That's fine.
Yeah, we'll take care of this. These board members. It's just the two of them. There won't be any trouble getting them out. Can't believe they'd do this to us. They'll pay.
That's fine. Now, I think perhaps we need to talk compensation.
Yes, your 10,000. I'll have it
After all,
transferred right away.
indeed, but after all, this goes far beyond a couple of alligators.
One of which was dead. Now.
He looks at you guys and says, "Well, it looks like taking this truck was a lot easier than fighting that alligator. Maybe I should pay you less."
We still fought the alligator.
We still dealt with the situation. We've given you the opportunity to clean up your own mess in-house, rather than it being splashed all over the front pages. And we did discuss these memberships after all.
All right. Well, you can roll a negotiation. I'll give you a +3.
You might want to also remind him that we can also put him in touch with the guy that's going to clean the water, but we don't have to do that.
I'm actually going to edge this negotiation roll.
All right.
I want my membership to this club. I'm not after cash. I want the membership to this club because that's worth a lot in terms of
Prestige.
So after you guys go back and forth a little bit, he will agree to give you 12,000 each instead of 10,000, and a 1 month membership to the club. And he explains the membership to the club. It's very exclusive, and they normally charge 3,000 Nuyen a month.
fantastic.
What a nice way to get in good with all of our contacts for a month.
Exactly.
Yeah. Bring in
Yeah.
friends.
You just have to look at it that way. It's a fantastic place to arrange to meet a Johnson in the future. You know, if you get anything in the next month.
That is a good idea.
Yeah. Nothing sells a Johnson paying you more money than getting the Johnson into an exclusive country club for a meeting.
All right. And so we can go ahead and end the stream. You guys get paid unless anyone else had anything to tell the Johnson.
Nope.
Or all right.